are some pastors doing too much? And the thought is maybe, and then maybe not. You see, I believe that we all understand that we serve a God that's huge, that's big. And because our Father, He did a whole lot in just 6 days. I mean, look at it. The light, the seas, earth, seasons, birds, insects, plants, mammals, and us. So, is there such a thing as too big when our God is just that big? I mean, even beyond that, He told Moses not to make a little tugboat, but a whole ark. Never rained before. He had him make this huge boat and then get all the animals into the boat. Was that too much? Nope. It's just God. And why didn't God just transport the Israelites? I mean, would have been a quieter way of getting them to the promised land, and it would have been less stress, right? But then Exodus 14, He tells us that He did this so that He could get the glory, so that Pharaoh would know, and also everyone else would know, that He is the one true and living God. God doesn't do anything small. And even when His Son came to the earth, was Jesus being extra when He served those 5,000, 8,000 people, 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread in this huge crowd? Was He being extra when He, instead of fixing a boo-boo, He healed the sick, had the lame man walking, raised someone from the dead, I mean out of the grave dead. And He did not do this in a box. He didn't do it in a corner. He did it for people to see. Signs and wonders followed Him. So I'm just curious. Now, I am a follower. I'm a Transformation Nation. I'm on the South Coast, or shall I say the East Coast in the South now. But I'm a follower of Transformation Nation with Pastor Michael Todd. And one of the reasons I do like him is because he does bring the word to life with all of his creative expressions of the word. And I follow him so much that 2022, I decided that it came in my spirit that I was going to get one of those 3,000 tickets and get to their convention, the second one. And I managed to get the tickets in the little 11 minutes of the window that those 3,000 were available, somehow by the grace of God. And as soon as I did, I was like, okay, first thing I got to do is I got to find myself a hotel, because I've never been to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So let me find myself a place to stay that's hopefully going to end up near the convention center. Well, y'all, check this out. When I got into the room and got settled, opened up my window, I took this picture. I was on the campus of Transformation Church. This was like a miracle, the first miracle, because here I was. My husband was worried about me being somewhere out by myself, but here I was, by the grace of God, He had me actually on the campus. And if you know about Transformation Church, you know that they own the property around the church, which includes this hotel as well as Chick-fil-A, among other restaurants and schools. So there was at this conference, and I was one of 3,000, and I really enjoyed the conference. So if you know, you know, okay? God does all things in a big way. Even His small voice has a big response. He is the creator, and we were created in His image as creators. Think about it. We create cities, transportation, towers, all of these things, and we do art and music and stories and movies. So is it too much when a pastor gets up and expresses God in the creative ways that he is gifted to create? No, it's not. If you think that it's too small, I want you to read God's word. Notice, I noticed that the comedy that was associated around the things that are happening now only exaggerated what appears to be misunderstood. And it does not show how millions of dollars were given to local groups through fundraisers, or how pools were brought out for hundreds of people to be baptized. And these were done big. These were big things. And they showed how big God is. We should stop keeping God in these little small boxes and expecting people to just be quiet and do things in a very small way, because God doesn't work that way. God works in a big way. He wants all of us to see his glory, and he wants all of us to experience his glory and experience what he has to offer us, which is big stuff, not little. So he'll keep showing us God's power. I expect that those pastors that are doing it because they know God, know a big God, they'll keep showing us God's power through their creative demonstrations, and keep showing how faith works in their lives and our lives, so that others might see his good works in us and believe that there is a God. Have a good day.